coming here to play a key role. Just where's your mindset been this first week of camp, and how excited are you to kind of come into a camp knowing you have a role and are expected to be a key part of a defense?
I mean, it's a good feeling, but I can't get too lackadaisical with it. My mindset is not to take my foot off the gas pedal, to keep moving forward, keep working on things that I know uh, can help this team win, and work on those things that I've been lacking in the past. So I think just staying on top of my game, keeping that drive, keeping that hunger to want to be a great defensive lineman and to help this team win.
And just to follow up, from the outside looking in, looks like you're having a terrific start to camp. Really been a handful for a lot of those guys up front, both in individual and team drills. Just curious if you taken a look at the first week of your performance, your game. What do you like about it? What do you think you maybe still need to work on? Where do you think you are heading into the regular season in just a couple weeks?
Yeah, I think this year, just with the pandemic that hit, I mean, it's been a crazy year for a lot of guys, for everybody really. So just getting back, and I mean, I know a lot of guys are against OTAs, and not a lot, but some guys are against OTAs and minicamp. But you kind of use that time to work on fundamentals, things that you may be kind of lacking in when you come to a setting like this, and you just like, okay, I'm putting on the pads, and I got to have my hands right. I got to have my footwork right. So you're kind of behind in that aspect. But I'm just trying to focus in on fundamentals, getting my hands where they need to be. Playing blocks is a big thing that you pick up in OTAs and minicamp, and just continue to try to work at things that I know you'll be kind of slow in, given the climate of this year.
Thank you.
Justin,
Thanks,
next.
Tim.
Hey, Nick, good to see you. Got a non-football one and a football one for you.
Gotcha.
From the non-football perspective, obviously this has been a very unique week, and you're entering a new team. Just carrying over those conversations from the off season, and knowing you're kind of a critical thinker in how you view the world. What has this week been like for you, just in general?
You're talking in regards to the Jacob shooting.
Yeah, and your team's reaction to it.
I think, like I was saying earlier, Coach Patricia does a great job of opening the floor up to have very deep conversations, and he gives guys the liberty to be able to speak their minds. So I think that's a great quality of a coach. And a lot of guys spoke their minds, talked about just their run-ins with the police departments and policemen over their lives, and it just gave real conversation and intimate conversation. It was a great day, but at the end of the day, I know what sports does for this world, professional sports, and that aspect. It brings a lot of people together from different religions, races, socioeconomic backgrounds. It brings a lot of people together, and I don't want to lose sight of that. I know we're not going to lose sight of that, but it's also important to just take a pause and really hear people out, and be sympathetic or empathetic with how people are feeling. So I think it was a great day. I know we're gonna be a good football team at the end of the day, but sometimes guys are just not in it, and for that day. And Coach Patricia gave a great platform for guys to speak their minds, and I thought it was a good day.
Do you feel like this has helped you bond with your teammates at a different level, certainly more quickly than you would in a different year?
Yeah, because like in with all the things that happen, with OTAs, the whole offseason being canceled, you're able to get on Zoom meetings with guys and really break out into smaller groups and really get to know people. And with all of the things that were going on then, like the George Floyd thing that was going on in the spring, you kind of really saw the true raw nature of people and how they were feeling about everything. And you kind of, you form your opinions, I form my opinions, and we come to middle ground, and we understand each other. So I think it was a great thing just getting to know the guys over those intimate conversations.
And from the football perspective, just not having the OTA practices, having the Zoom calls, how much did you feel like the setup here prepared you for when you actually did step onto the field?
Ask that one more time, Justin.
It just the way the off season was set up here without the OTA practice, but having the video calls and the coaching through that platform, how prepared did you feel to hit the field in this scheme from that setup?
I mean, the coaches did a great job of going through the playbook, going through the defense, and really nailing down before everything started to kind of shift gears as far as where the climate was going in the nation. We were on Zoom calls. We were going through everything, especially right before we reported for camp. They did a phenomenal job getting people prepared, but nothing prepares you more than playing football, than being out there with the guys and really forming that relationships with how people play, what people are doing in certain situations. So nothing kind of replaces that 100%. But I feel like the Detroit Lions staff and coaches, they did a great job of getting us prepared as best they could, and once we got here, what are we like 3 weeks from week one? I mean, it's a crazy year. You know what I'm saying? Like usually when you come into training camp, you're like, okay, we got preseason games, we see where we're at, but we don't have any of that. So it's kind of like, dang, we got to get this chunk going. So they did a great job.
Appreciate you, Nick.
Thanks, Justin.
Go back to Tim for last question.
Hey, one more from me, Nick. I know it's only been 8 padded practices, but you kind of alluded to it there that the regular season is coming rather quickly. I'm just curious, after 8 padded practices, what do you like about this defensive line group they've assembled this offseason?
Man, they hungry for it. We know the record. We know it's a pecking order in the NFC North, and we're here to change that this year. They're very hungry, very very well coached. From Bo Davis, and we're just ready to get out there and prove to the NFC North, to the Black and Blue division, that we can play good football, and we can. We got the pieces, we got the defense to be able to do that, and we believe in ourselves, we believe in each other, and the more we're on the field with each other, the more confidence we'll have in each other, and we'll get the job done.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks, Nick. Thanks, everybody. We'll have Will Harris up next. Go ahead, Ben.
Hey, Will, appreciate the time. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, Ben? How you doing?
Nah, I'm doing all right, How you feel like your second training camp's coming along? Obviously, a little different circumstances this year. You've been playing with the first teams a little bit. How do you feel that adjustment's coming?
I feel like it's smooth. In comparison to last year, it's always good when you, got your feet under you. You got some games under your belt, some real live action under your belt, and nothing's really taking you by surprise anymore as far as practice goes, as far as learning the system, having a whole year of scheme under my belt. So, that definitely helps. At this point, I'm just, trying to perfect my craft as much as possible. Instead of, last year, as a rookie, coming into training camp, doing rookie things, really trying to scramble and learn the playbook. Now this year, I really have my feet under me, and I can try to perfect my craft as much as possible from that aspect.
We've heard a lot about Steve Gregory and just how smart he is from current players, former players. How do you feel like he's helped your game come along here?
I mean, he's been an amazing resource to me, and for the rest of the DBs and the defense in general. Everything I have, everything I've learned over, the past, year and a half, Coach Greg has been, has had his hand in it. He's been a part of that. And, like I said, he's been a tremendous resource for me. Just being able to learn from him, especially a guy who played the game for a long time at a high level, man, is a tremendous resource for me. Just being able to learn, something from him, every day. So.
Go Dave next.
Hey, Will, it's good to see you.
Hey, how you doing, Dave?
Good. I was just curious what the thoughts, emotions are, how proud you feel, if that's the right word, just in seeing what's gone on in the sports world here the last couple of days since you guys took the day off practice. You sort of started a movement in some ways, I guess. I don't know, what do you think when you see what's going on in the NBA and with other NFL teams?
I think it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful to see that that positive impact and that positive change. Regardless of who's the source of the change, it's good to see the country move in the right direction. And I think that basically the thing that we kind of want to keep echoing out there is that I think Trey said it the other day, as far as if everybody could be, if the whole world could be like we are in the locker rooms, guys from all over the country, different races, different backgrounds, different socioeconomic backgrounds, all coming together for one goal. And I think a locker room of any sport, where we all depend on each other, is the perfect environment to kind of duplicate that. And so, man, it was really good to to get out there and relay that message out to the rest of the world. And just I have the most the utmost respect and appreciation for this whole organization, from Coach Patricia, Bob, everyone just being so, like, creating such a family atmosphere here and such a united atmosphere here, man. Is there's no better, I couldn't ask for a better environment to be in.
Do you feel like, dating back to May even, this has been a really powerful movement? I mean, do you feel like real change? We're on the precipice of real change, maybe?
I think so. One day at a time, right? It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be. I think we're talking more, along the lines of the long term here. But at the same time, we're just going to take a day at a day. Brick by brick. If we could, if I could, affect someone else, in a positive way. One person every so often, one person every day. Hey, then that's what it is. So, steps in the right direction, regardless if it's baby steps or if it's bigger steps. A step in the right direction is better than no step at all. So I'm really proud of these guys, the whole team. I feel like I know that they all have my back, just like I have theirs. So yeah, I'm just glad to be a part of an environment like this.
Thank you.
Wojo?
Hey, Will, along those lines, what did you think of what the NBA did last night? And then they postponed the games today, but they are coming back to play after that. Following along with what Dave asked, after you guys, whether you started it or whatever, what did you think when you saw a league like the NBA basically shut down?
I think again, man, I think it's beautiful. I mean, to see, and obviously those guys, being in the midst of we're talking about the playoffs here, being in the midst of the playoffs, guys just acknowledging and knowing that, hey, there's something way bigger than sports going on right now in the world that needs to be addressed. And, the fact that, they were able to, kind of get together, talk about it, and, and make a statement as strong as that, especially during the NBA playoffs, is it's beautiful. And I think that more around the country, I think that more teams will follow suit. Maybe not in the same way, but at some point, getting their message out there and saying, hey, like we're united in this way. It's not a matter of one race over another, or like or anything like that. It's just being united, pretty much. And like I said, the team environment, a locker room environment is the best way to emulate that. And it's beautiful to see that kind of come to fruition in the NBA as well.
Just one quick follow-up about football, if I can.
Yep.
You do have a new defensive coordinator this year. I know Matt Patricia is a defensive guy too, but under Undlin, are there notable differences, or is it fairly pretty much the same defense?
It's I think they both complement each other well. Coach Unlin, man, that's my guy. Just like Matty P's, he's my guy. Coach Patricia's my guy. Same thing with the whole defensive staff. But they complement each other very well. Coach Unlin is a super energetic, fiery guy. Comes in and really demands the room. Same thing with with Coach Patricia. So it's like we got two. It's good to have just an extra resource to go to, for advice, things on the field. So it's been great. It's been a great work environment and a great family environment more than anything else. I'm excited, for this season to kick off, and I'm excited to where we can go from here.
Thanks, Will.
Thank you.
We'll go three more with Justin, Kyle, then Tim.
Hey, Will, sticking with the social justice theme, your alma mater also canceled practice today to kind of talk about these issues. I imagine you're still close with a lot of those guys there. I just wondered if you had conversations with them after your team's decision and maybe were influential in that team's decision to take a stand as well.
Oh, this is my first time hearing about this, honestly, but that's good news. That's good news. I'm still very involved, at BC. Obviously, I haven't, been to my phone that much, being in camp and, having practice or whatnot, but I'll definitely have to reach out. If that's the case, that's beautiful, man. I'm glad that, something we were able to do here could branch out and, like I said, can touch, other programs, other organizations, at other places, to kind of get that same message out, one step at a time. And I'm super proud of those guys, for being able to come together and have a conversation just like we did, and to, come out and make a statement with that. So that's beautiful. I have to reach out to those guys. Coach Halfley over there is running the tight ship, and he's a great guy. And his staff is amazing. So, and they value family first, just like we do here. So, I have to reach out and talk to those guys.
And on the field, we know how important it is for young players to kind of latch on to veterans and learn from them. You had that experience with Tavon last year, and obviously Tracy to extent. Lions bring in Duran this offseason, a guy that's just got a ton of experience in this system and in this league. Just wondering what you've been able to pick up from him in that early mentor-mentee role.
Anything I can. Anything I can. I tell him every day, man, I'm just biting stuff off you, man. Whatever I can learn from that guy, man. He's had such a successful career, and he's been a playmaker in so many, big games, and he's been doing it consistently, over a long period of time, man. So anything I can learn from him, I'm all ears. I'm in his left pocket everywhere he goes. I've asked him countless questions up till now, and there'll be countless more, moving forward. Just like the coaches, just like, Coach Greg, just like Coach Unlin and Matty P, man, is having him there to be, especially in the DB room, having him there in the locker room is amazing. Aside from the fact that he's a stand-up guy, phenomenal guy, and, was at the forefront, obviously when we had that kind of, demonstration out in the front of the a building, man. He's always at the forefront, tremendous leader. And if I could look back at it, man, if I could, look back, 7, 8 years from now, and I have a career that, like his, that would be a blessing. So I'm just learning from him as we go along.
Thank you, Will.
Kyle.
Hi, Will. It's good to see you. Thank you for your time.
What's going on, Kyle? Appreciate it.
Yeah, I got a two-pronged football question for you. First, I just wanted to get your insight into how you think you played last year. You got, kind of thrown into the fire a little bit with a lot of, a pretty sizable roll down the stretch. Just curious on your thoughts on how you played. And then going forward, Corey Younglin's got a deep background as a defensive backs coach. So I'm just curious how, he's made you a better player this offseason.
Right. To answer your first question, I'm super hard on myself. I feel like last year, again, I was, I had to, I knew what I was doing, but at the same time, and this came over time, just, kind of thinking too much and, kind of not wanting to mess up more than, I just wanted to go out there and, make plays, especially as a rookie. You never want to be the guy to go out there and, you always want to be the one who's, on top of your stuff, especially when, you can tell that the organization and coaches, trusted me with that type of responsibility, which is a blessing in itself. So, it was a learning process, to answer your question. It was a learning process. And, as the season, as we got deeper and deeper into the season, I was able to see things more quickly, play the game more quickly, and see things more clearly, and most importantly, see things before they happen. So, leading into this year, I pretty much took all my experiences from last year and, I'm building on them. I know where I'm supposed to be. I know, going into this year, it helps when you know where you're supposed to be. You can see things come in more clearly. And I'm just, building on that, this year and, trying to be the smartest football player, I can be more than anything. So, it's been good. The transition's been great. Coach Allen, the fact that, he's had a lot of experience with, with DBs just helps me more. He's always, in and out, talking with us, giving us pointers, and kind of just telling us, things. He's worked with a lot of, great players himself. So just learning. I was learning last year and I'm still learning, but I think that, the game, right now is definitely way slower now. And, I can dissect plays, see them before they come. And so I can definitely, start to play faster now. So it's been fun. Just going out there and making plays.
Just a quick follow-up, if I may. When you do the self-scout this offseason, when you watch your own film, I guess, what goes through your mind? What do you see when you watch your film from your rookie season?
It's crazy that you asked that because that's exactly what I did. You kind of see, rookie year, Will Harris going out there and, like you said, was in the mix early, which is amazing. Going out there and just, I pretty much said to myself, just watching all the film, I gotta trust myself more. I gotta trust myself more, and I just gotta play more freely. As at the end of the season, you start playing, more freely because you got those games under your belt. You have those experiences. But just it was kind of a, I wish I would have played like that the whole time, the whole year. You know what I mean? Just as far as a experience standpoint. So I pretty much took that, took all my goods from last year, and I'm going to extend those. Took all my lows from last year, and get those wiped out of my game. So this year, man, I feel like it doesn't even feel like my second year. It feels like my third or fourth year, honestly. But I'm just learning as I go along, and I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable now as far as just being in there and having my feet under me and having that experience. Is having I needed those last year to make me a better player for sure.
Thank you for your time, Will, and the thoughtful answers.
We'll go Tim, last question.
Hey, Will, good to see you again. Just
What's going on, Tim?
with the addition of Harmon, who you've talked about, and even Curse, a guy who's been in this league for a little while, and you and Tracy coming back, just what do you like about the depth of that safety group? It looks like you got some guys that can play some good ball, and that might give you guys some options just in terms of your packages, putting multiple safeties on the field, and things you can do on that back end.
Right. I mean, it's it's evident when you come out to practice, man. We got guys, we got guys like Tracy, man, long guys, guys like JK, man, just Duran's, man, is one of the smartest players I've ever been around. So, to have those guys around me is, I think it was good for all of us, but I think it's good for me as well, just to have those guys around me, and to, we feed off each other's energy, and we could play off each other's energy, and we learn from each other. So it's a beautiful environment. The DB room, especially the safety room that we have. So we're just taking it day by day and trying to pick up something. Just trying to pick up something new. Every day. Just trying to get better every day. And we've got a lot of talented guys in this DB room, man. And I can't wait to see it unfold. So.
Thanks, Will.
Yep.
Thanks, Will. Thanks, everybody. We'll have.
All right, thanks, guys.
Next.
Thank you, Will.
All right. You guys have a good one.
Hello, and good to see you. Really curious about the transition to center. What's your background there, whether high school, college, and obviously a very difficult position to learn. Just curious how the first week of on-field experience has been in that role.
Yeah, it's definitely just trying to be a sponge out there. Like you said, it's a very difficult position, and thankfully I got Frank ahead of me, a great center, and he's teaching me a lot. So, just trying to go in every day and just improve on one thing per day, and get to that final goal. So it was basically just need based. They're playing center, playing guard. I don't know where I'll end up, but I'd like to play all three.
How different is the footwork of the center position when you factor in just the snap as well?
Yeah, I would say very similar as a guard. Obviously, you have that extra snap as well, but it's all just muscle memory at that point. You just have to start learning to punch with your offhand and getting your body into position to where you can be successful. So I would say similar to guard, obviously a little different just because of the snap, though.
Kyle?
Hey, Logan, thanks for your time, man.
How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. I was curious, the NFL jump is a big one, right? And you're playing on the offensive line. The trench warfare down there can be particularly difficult on a rookie. I'm just curious what the biggest things you've noticed so far about going from college ball at Kentucky to the NFL. What the biggest things are, the most difficult things for you so far in that?
Yeah, so for me, it's just about being technical, working on my hands and my footwork and pad level every day. It's going to be an ongoing thing for me. So I just need to be better in all three aspects of that and continue to bring over my competitiveness from college and, trying to finish people. And once I get my hands in the right spot, my footwork a little better, I think that it will just take off from there.
And just one more quick one for you. The offense you run here is so much different than the one you ran at Kentucky. And I'm just curious how that acquisition has gone in learning the new offense.
Yeah, no doubt. Very different. Like I said before, just trying to be a sponge, still soaking up all the playbook and getting more and more comfortable with it day to day. But, work in progress, just trying to go out there, find my spot in the line and compete, continue to do my best.
Got time for a couple more, guys? Justin?
Hey, you played in the SEC. I mean, you played against the highest level of college competition. How does Danny Shelton and Nick Williams compare to the SEC defensive linemen?
Yeah, yes, sir. I mean, you go in every week, every Saturday, knowing you're going to have one good guy on the defensive line. Like, hey, well, watch out for this guy this week. But everybody else is pretty similar. But coming to this transition, obviously those guys are the best on their team, and they're really good at what they do. So I mean, every rep, every snap is, like I'm going against the best guy on the other team. So definitely transition. I got to bring it every snap, and I'm ready to do it.
Mike, anything else? All right. Ben, we'll go Ben, then Tim.
All right. Hey, Logan, appreciate the time. Just, Hank Fraley played center. And I mean, what's he tell you when he sends you into center for the first time after playing nothing but guard in college? Not just to stick on that, but, I mean, that's obviously a good shoulder to lean on if you need to. What's the conversation like when he throws you in there at center?
Yeah, it's all technical work. The thing that he's really focused on me with is, don't go in there, don't think too much, just play the game. I'm a good football player. Just go in there, do what I'm supposed to do, play the game at a high speed, and the rest will take care of itself. So you need to stop focusing on making the exact right call every time, but really just going out there playing football. And at the end of the day, it's just, it's football. It's one-on-one competition.
So Tim, last question.
Hey, I'm just curious, having a guy like Jonah to go through this with, has that eased the transition at all? And how much do you guys talk, bounce stuff off each other? Hey, I learned this today. Hey, this maybe help you. Has that been a good to be able to go through that transition with somebody else?
No doubt. Yeah. Yes, sir. Like me and Jonah obviously became very close in the off season with COVID, and a lot of it being taken like this, of course, through virtual meetings. And, we got really close trying to learn the playbook together, and then coming out here, finally getting to see each other and worked with each other. It's done nothing but grow a relationship. And obviously, we're just trying to learn and bounce ideas off of each other every day. And I think he's been a great help to me. And I think he would say the same for him.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Logan.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, Logan.
Thank you.
Okay.